My name is Mike Schultz, and I'm Managing Partner at Much Consulting. In this year's Odoo Experience, we want to take a detailed look to one of the most crucial business aspects for multi-entity groups, accounting. So, for today's talk, Managing Multi-Company Accounting with Odoo Enterprise, we have brought with us Max Menne. He's head of finance for one of our customers, Knime, and he's going to tell us about his experiences with working in Odoo in the countries of Switzerland, Germany, and the US. But before we go any further, maybe a few words about us as Much Consulting. Much Consulting is one of the leading Odoo Gold partners in Germany, with over 30 developers and consultants. Next, to our core business of ERP consulting and implementation, we offer a wide variety of services to make the implementation process of a new ERP system as smooth, seamless, and painless as we can for our customers. These other services include process automation, project management, change management, IT architecture, and digital strategy. Our customers come from a wide variety of sectors, such as, but not limited to, e-commerce, VAS, and medtech. Okay, but back to topic. In the first part of this talk, I will guide you through the general accounting features Odoo Enterprise offers, with a special focus on multi-company accounting. In the second part, Max will walk you through his insights and scoops of how it is using Odoo every day. The key learnings of this talk will be: what are Odoo Enterprise's accounting capabilities? How does Odoo Enterprise manage multi-company accounting? Which intra-company automatizations does it allow for? And lastly, how does Odoo Enterprise handle the consolidation of multiple entities? Accounting in Odoo Enterprise. The first question, what is even possible? Well, to be honest with you, in a nutshell, everything. Odoo Enterprise is a real all-rounder. Odoo's accounting module enables and partially automizes all major accounting tasks and processes according to the local regulations of each country. So, next to your very general run-of-the-mill accounting basics, such as booking all your incoming and outgoing invoices and reconciling all your payments, you also have individualized reports for each country, so your financial reporting looks just like you're used to. Next, you have the possibility to automize all your deferred revenues and cost, so you don't have to do that manually by hand at the end of each month. Next, you have analytical accounting, which gives you an in-depth overview of which part of your business is performing how, and gives you the possibility to really drill down deep and see what's going on in your business. Next, we have the fully integrated asset management, which takes care of all the depreciations in one place and makes sure you have a total overview of what your assets are currently worth. Talking of currently worth, you also have a fully integrated, fully automized inventory valuation, which allows you to see in any point of time how much your current stock is worth based on your accounting. In addition to all these neat features Odoo Enterprise Accounting already has by itself, it really starts to shine when you integrate it with all your other business processes. Obviously, this is out-of-the-box possible with all the other Odoo core modules, and also with all your bank and payment providers, so you have all your payment data neatly in one spot so you can reconcile it with all your incoming and outgoing invoices. Another strong suit of Odoo Accounting is how easy it is to integrate with other third-party solutions to make the entire process seamless and smooth, such as Get My Invoices, Datev, or Raido. Now that we have seen all the features Odoo Enterprise Accounting offers for single company use cases, it's time to take a real deep dive into the features that become most important if you operate within a multi-company setting. First off, Odoo offers all the currencies worldwide, so you can conduct business everywhere in the world. It also allows you to set the main currency for each of your companies individually, so you can have the reporting and the currency you needed for local compliance. Further, the exchange rates get updated daily from an exchange rate provider of your choice. Next, Odoo offers a plethora of different languages for both your users and your customers, so everyone can work in the language they're most comfortable in. This becomes especially important if you're not only in a multi-company, but also a multi-country setting. Furthermore, Odoo allows you to share as little or as much base data within your group as you would like. For each contact or product, you can choose whether or not this should be company-specific and only shown to users of this one company, or this should be shared group-wide so everyone can see it. In addition to that, Odoo offers full cross-company access control. So you have the possibility for each user to set exactly which companies he's allowed to see and as which companies he's allowed to act as. Furthermore, Odoo automates your intercompany processes. So if you have an intra-group transaction, you can always make sure that a sale in the one company equates to a purchase in another one. So at the end of the day, when you balance out all your intra-group transactions, they all balance to zero, just as they have to. Finally, while we have all these connections between your different companies, we still have a very strict split of the accounting data and the inventory data for each company, which we need for regulatory purposes. So in every point in time, it is completely clear which company made how much revenue, who the inventory belongs to, and what intra-group transactions have taken place. Having talked about all these very important features in a multi-company setting, it now comes time for us to take a look at the most important one of them all, consolidation. The consolidation allows you to aggregate all the accounting data from all your separate companies in one central space. While doing so, you can accommodate the most complex ownership structures that you could think of. Maybe some of your companies should only be consolidated to 50%, others may be full, and this may even change over time. During this process, you can also eliminate all your intra-group transactions to only show the revenues and cost you actually accrued. Finally, you have the possibility to have bookings which will only affect your consolidation, but not your individual accountings, so you can assure compliance of your consolidation without messing up your local accounting systems. So much for all of Odoo's features in theory. Now it's time to hear how it actually works in practice. For this, we now have Max Menne, head of finance at one of our customers, Knime, who's going to tell you how his daily work with Odoo Enterprise Accounting looks like in the 3 entities in Germany, Switzerland, and the US.
So Knime builds data analysis software, which is used both by individuals and by enterprises. Our core product is the Knime Analytics platform, which is free and open source and can really be used without any limitations for what you need to do with the data, cleaning, wrangling, analyzing, etc. And next to this product, we have the Knime server software, which we sell. It basically helps clients who want to collaborate as a team on their workflows, who need more computational power, who might want to use automatic deployment and automatic executions of their workflows. And in terms of our clients, they span basically across our verticals. It's always interesting for us to discuss with our clients what they're actually using Knime for. Because they come up with a lot of different use cases. We have really more use cases from molecular science to automating finance reporting. It's used heavily in the finance industry and the tax consultants, etc. Also in more real industry environment for predictive maintenance, etc. And at Knime, I'm in charge of the finance team, which also includes a bit of instrumentation team, analyzing sales and marketing related KPIs. So basically, I'm the one who's looking over the KPIs in the company. We have 3 offices. The headquarters is in Zurich in Switzerland. We have also an office in Constance, one in Berlin. That's a German entity, and then we have one in Texas in the US. At that point, we only had an internal accountant in Germany, and Switzerland and the US were externally maintained. And it was a bit difficult to really dig into questions or problems. For instance, if I notice the marketing costs overall went up quite significantly that month, I want to look into what's behind it, is there a special invoice or whatever happened. It's a bit more difficult if they then have 3 different accounting systems, partially managed by external people. Then you have to send out emails and ask for what happened there. And that's not really an efficient way of handling this. So to increase basically transparency and see more what is and also efficiency by a lot, we needed to move it all to one system and manage things internally instead of externally. Also, goal was to get rid of a lot of Excel sheets that I then had for having certain informations, and instead have it all in one central database and not have to look. For instance, a client didn't pay in Germany. Did he maybe also, the same client maybe not pay in the US because we have a lot of multinationals as our clients, and to have these things available in one system, it makes life much easier. I had seen before Odoo there was like an event in Zurich. But at that point, I just really wanted to look into all available accounting softwares that kind of fulfill our basic requirements, and did a lot of just because the first time I was setting up such an accounting system for the whole company, and thus I had a look at the different products, got a lot of demos, and learned a lot from these to finally figure out what is possible with these systems and what of these features we really need. And and then this time I really realized that Odoo has a couple of strengths which might make it the preferred tool for us. And that's why we dig deeper into Odoo as an option for our accounting system. From an accounting perspective, we really liked that we can use, for instance, for intercompany related issues, we have a lot of intercompany transactions in our company, because basically whenever the US or the German entity sells something, this triggers an intercompany transaction because they get a commission for that. And that makes our intercompany quite effortful, because it always creates then another invoice between these entities. And to facilitate this, Odoo has a possibility that you automatically create these intercompany transactions between the entities. So say US sells to a customer, then automatically Switzerland will send an invoice to the US, and US will have the bill in their system. So having this feature really made a big difference in terms, and this is something that the competitors cannot provide. That was one feature. What we also found very attractive in Odoo was the possibility to do all the banking in Odoo. And that was also one of the points that really highlighted that this is a good system. Also, I let the accountants experiment and try out the different systems. And this was important for me, since they are in the end also one of the key actors who in the end have to bear with the system and have to really be motivated for the implementation. They tried out the different systems, and they found Odoo quite fast and intuitive. That was also one of the reasons why we finally opted for Odoo. I use everything in the Odoo accounting module. I mean, there's a lot of reports in there. Sometimes I need to help still accountants who are not as experienced yet to figure out how to book something. So I'm really looking through all of it. I'm using also the sales module for looking at quotes because we have integration with Salesforce. So what comes from Salesforce in terms of quotes is automatically stored in Odoo and is a basis for Relator creating invoices. And obviously I'm working with the consolidation, and we're also looking into using the approvals model soon in the company as well. We're definitely closing our books now much faster for the month's end, and we have higher transparency on everything, and which makes it better in terms of reporting. And especially the process related to sales and invoicing has changed a lot. So how we structure this process now is that basically the account manager enters the quote related information in Salesforce. This information is sent to Odoo to generate a quote and then goes back as a PDF to Salesforce. Then once the account manager has approved or finalized the quote in Salesforce, automatically we get an invoice created in Odoo. We still have a 4i check before we actually send it out, but this process has become a lot more efficient compared to creating invoices sometimes manually, which was happening in the past. We have it the same now over the entire company, and which makes things easier. The accountants can also see what is happening in the other entity. How does this relate to my entity? It allows a lot more transparency for everybody. Before, I mean, we would have to take the individual accounts and identify in the Swiss account to which company they actually relate, whether they are to the US company or the German company, and then take these intercompany accounts and look manually, why is there a difference? Why is there a difference? And it wouldn't be easy because the naming of the items might differ quite significantly because they were booked quite independently in the two companies, which made it quite a hassle, especially in the year-end closing, to close all these intercompany differences. I mean, the consolidation of Odoo works. I would say it's not the fanciest. I guess there are fancier versions by some competitors. It does what it's supposed to do. It's basically one page, which I then download, and then based on that, create the reports that I need for the auditors.
So, to summarize what we've heard, the key benefits that Odoo Enterprise Accounting offers are its global applicability, its centralized general overview, its cross-company consolidation, its full integration into your overall business process, the integratability with third-party tools, and lastly, its high automation capabilities. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm really looking forward to your questions after this talk. If you want to get in touch directly, please just write us an email or give us a call. We're really looking forward to hearing from you.
Good evening and good morning if you are in the Americas. Welcome to the Q&A for this presentation. Um, I hope everyone is having a lovely Odoo experience so far. My name is Jose, and I'll be the interviewer for this opportunity. So uh, here joining us is Mike. First of all, Mike, thank you very much for this presentation and for being here live, and also for providing additional answers.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, we're going to move right into it. So we're going to go with the first question from Abdul. Can skip one company's PO and SOs for the during consolidation in multi-company? Um,
Um,
yeah.
okay, so Odoo has an automation that you have in place for either SOs and POs or incoming invoices and outgoing invoices, so that every transaction on the one side automatically becomes a transaction on the other. So you have the fully balancing out of the intercompany transactions that way. Also, obviously, with the stock movements, if you move from one stock or one warehouse to another, or one ownership to another, also these will be booked accordingly, so everyone has the correct stock values on hand. Since you will look to have all your intercompany transactions on separate accounts anyways, something you can, for example, do over a fiscal position in Odoo, that's how you then can eliminate those in the future process of the consolidation. So you can only show what revenue really happened outside of the group.
Thank you, Mike. Let's move into the second one from Florian. How did you align all components of intercompany transactions, PO, SOs, purchase bills, sales invoice, outgoing stock, income stock, only if you, all those tasks must be perfectly synchronized?
Yes, so I think that's basically what I already tried to answer before. Just having the Odoo automation supporting you there, that whenever you confirm a PO to one of your other group companies, that the counterpart will automatically be in place if you so choose. And this works out of the box for the POs, SOs, stocks, and invoices. Basically, nothing you have to do there but enable the Odoo core feature in enterprise accounting.
We have another question from Guy Palmieri. Can you maintain a shared chart of accounts to all the subsidiaries or it's maintained separately?
So each company will have its own chart of accounts, and it's will be maintained separately. You can, however, have a very easy overview about if there's any misalignment between these chart of accounts. And above that, you will have within your consolidation have separate consolidation accounts, which will be then used for the group reporting, in which you map the accounts you would have in the separate chart of accounts for each company and then consolidate them within the group consolidation accounts. And this group consolidation accounts will in turn be company wide or group wide, I should say.
Another question from Dinks Solutions. On month end, does it automate intercompany receivables, payables, and minority interest via eliminated entries? Or how about reporting and consolidated financials?
Yeah, so as I said, you can eliminate them without special elimination bookings, but just by separating them out, by having them in separate accounts on your chart of accounts for your separate entities. For all the elimination bookings you will still have to make, you have the possibility to have a separate reporting entity within the consolidation of Odoo Enterprise Accounting, where you can then make those bookings directly inside of the consolidation, so you immediately see the effects and can basically do everything through that.
Okay. Here's another one from Ivan. Can you create a specific journal for your adjustments related to the consolidation and exclude them from the local accounting by using the journal groups?
As I said, so this would happen within the consolidation app through the elimination column you can have there. Also, an alternative is just to have an elimination company in there where you do the bookings, which will then automatically be excluded from all local accountings as well. So there are basically two ways you can go about this.
Great. Thank you very much. I think we're going to wrap up this Q&A. We are going to post the link for an extended Q&A after this presentation. I'd like to say thank you very much, so much, Mike, for joining us. And thank you, everyone that is looking at this presentation. Well, have a great evening.
Thanks again for having us, and great evening to all of you too from my side. See you in the extended Q&A.
See you.